So a very brief video here. Just want to make sure that you, the video watcher here, are aware of this, what I would call the most important punctuation rule to be aware of on the ACT English section. It's also true on the SAT, but that is that the period and the semicolon are going to be equivalent, such that when the only difference between two answer choices is period, semicolon, and then the capitalization, you can eliminate both of those options. And I have never seen an exception to this rule. Why is this a rule? Well, because with rare, unusual exceptions that they're not going to test you on, both the period and the semicolon will need to be preceded and followed by independent clauses. So you can, in other words, join two independent clauses, two things that could stand on their own as complete sentences. You could join them with a period. You could join them with a semicolon. The distinction between those two things is too subjective. In other words, you couldn't say that one was right and the other one was wrong. You could say that one is better than the other, but that's not how they set these questions up. So when you have two options like that, they're both going to be incorrect. And that's great from a guessing perspective because, hey, you now have a 50% chance of guessing correctly as opposed to 25%. But on top of that, usually you're going to be able to go ahead and get rid of the remaining wrong answer pretty easily, I would hope. But here's another one. You've got period, capital A, semicolon, lowercase a. And when applying this rule, you just want to make sure that that is indeed the only difference between the choices. They could insert some other difference that could allow one of them to be right and the other one to be wrong. But in these examples that I'm highlighting here, there are no other differences. Same thing here. And then the other thing that sort of follows from this is if you just have, let's say, a semicolon among the options, but not a period, you could ask yourself, well, would a period work here? Would it make sense here? And if the answer is no, then the semicolon isn't going to work either. So that can hopefully simplify things in terms of the often mysterious or vexing punctuation mark known as the semicolon. Don't let it freak you out. Just remember, it's essentially equivalent to a period.